I'm happy for Sam, right?
Yeah.
He landed in the perfect position, the right spot, gets an opportunity to start to display and show his talents across the NFL, and people see it. This is why he was selected where he was selected. This is why a lot of people that thought that he should have been the number 1 overall pick at the time that he came out. He's just, you go to a perfect landing spot and you get the Christian McCaffreys, the Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore's, a defense, competent coaches. You are now going to be successful. If you stay in New York or go to a team that does not have those things, you will not be successful, and people will look at you and say, oh, he can't play. You go to Tim Couch, or you go to a David Carr, or just any of those quarterbacks of people that you think
got drafted way high up and
way
flamed
too
out.
high and flamed out. Look at their circumstances and the situation that they're putting in. You have to have players around you. You just do.
But, Key, it also helps when you have number 1 defense in the NFL. I mean, that defense was off the charts last night. And granted, it was against the Texans, but it just seems like Davis Mills was under pressure after every
By the way, he
snap.
didn't look so bad to me.
He didn't look bad.
Davis Mills, it's his first start in the NFL, rookie, against a good defense. He didn't look that bad to me.
Again, Jay, like I said, you got to have people around you.
Yeah.
Defense, yes. The defense is fast and aggressive, and they attack, and they go get it. There's no question about it. But you got to have something around. You cannot take these quarterbacks or players in general and drop them in somewhere and be like, okay, do the same thing. No.
Key, do your
Can't.
this is interesting to me because, as I said, two similar things can happen on different teams. But on one of the teams, it's part of a plan. That's a well-run team. On the other team, it just kind of happens. It doesn't add up to anything. Can you take people through once more the first year what you expect, the second year what you expect, et cetera?
Well, your first year, in general, when you're a high pick like that, I'm not expecting you. We're expecting you just to contribute any way you can, whether it's going to get donuts, whatever, just chicken, whatever you need to do.
Don't panic year one when your quarterback is not balling.
And year 2, you want to just have a guy start to learn how to do things a certain way to a point where you start to see a crack in the window. And then you get your 3rd year, that's now all of a sudden you move into another level where you are going to be pushing that Pro Bowl, even if you don't make it, but you're pushing you right there. And then that 4th year, you're over the top, because by the time you get to your 4th year, I've internally got to make a decision on who you are. I don't have time to wait to year 5 and 6 and 7
the reason
and 8.
I ask is because I wanted you to go through that is because when you mentioned, if Darnold would have stayed, this is what the Jets would have done. So if you follow that plan, because at least whether or not you agree with what you just heard from Key, that's the plan. Key, that is a plan. A plan is better than no plan, and that's been a time-tested plan. So in other words, by year 4, now it's incumbent upon the organization to sign those veterans, to bring them in, to put you in a position to win, and then you find out what you got.
If you are not already on a veteran team, now if you're already on a veteran team, a la Mark Sanchez, Russell Wilson, right, you start to develop him along the same path. By the time he get to that 4th year, Mark Sanchez, you better hire competent offensive coordinators to put him in the right position with some offensive players. Same thing with Russell Wilson. By the time Russell Wilson got to his 4th year, their offense started to roll. Even if Christian McCaffrey's out for a little bit of time, they have a backup running back named Chuba Hubbard from Oklahoma State. Decent. Not McCaffrey, but decent. The system's not going to change. They're still throwing the ball to check downs to the back. They're still having the back on outlet swing passes. All they're going to do is replace one with the other. He may not give you the same cachet as Christian McCaffrey, but he can still give you some things.
Yeah, but if he doesn't give you that type of production, then that makes you reliant more upon the pass game. And that's
but I don't know that that's what I said, Jay. I don't know that he won't give you the production. I don't know that. Christian McCaffrey's there as a starter. They gave millions of dollars to. This is Chuba Hubbard's first real opportunity to now lead the charge. So you got to think, okay, they're going to still do some of the same things offensively. Sam Darnold understands the offense a little more now. All they're doing is replacing a body for a body. Now, whether or not Hubbard turns out to be Christian McCaffrey, totaling up 175 yards from scrimmage and all those sort of things, it could certainly go that way. The problem, though, that you have is this is about the New York Jets. This ain't even about Sam. Sam showed us exactly what he is. He's 3-0, threw for over 300 yards, 2 plunges on the ground, touchdowns that would be. This is a Jets problem.
And
because
two would-be turnovers, by the way.
Would be, coulda, woulda, shouldas, right? I go to this all the time. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. He could still be a Jet. And the Jets could be looking at
if he was still with the Jets, would he be doing this, though? The whole thing is he's not with the Jets anymore.
Here's what I would say. If he was with the Jets, he would still be doing this, and here's the reason why. Because they could take that second overall pick now, do something else with it, pick up players, get some veteran presence around him, get some receivers and some running backs, and build on it, because this is Sam's fourth year. First year, I don't need nothing from you. Second year, a little bit. Third year, you need to be kicking on the door. I couldn't do that with Adam Gates coaching me. In my fourth year, I'm doing what I'm doing in Carolina. If you've given me that personnel and a competent coaching staff here in New York, I could still be doing those sort of things. That's just my belief.
I mean, with the number 2 pick, you could trade down, probably pick up Micah Parsons and something else, something like that.
Many things.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.